So, agus fáilte. Hello and welcome. Today we're going to make a Dundee cake as promised. So straight away I'm going to say sorry it's taken so long, but it's winter and life and things get in the road. So as promised, Dundee cake coming up. Run through the ingredients first. So we have 180 grams here of soft brown sugar, golden castor will do if you don't have brown sugar. 180 grams of softened butter. I've already sieved 225 grams of plain flour along with 1 teaspoon of mixed spice and a teaspoon of baking powder. We have 3 eggs already beaten, zest of 1 large orange, or in my case 3 mandarins would do, 100 grams of ground almonds, 3 tablespoons of marmalade, 100 grams of cherries, 500 grams of mixed fruit, and 100 grams of already blanched almonds, whole blanched almonds for over the top. Now I've got some whisky out. I'm going to put a good splash of whisky in. If you don't have whisky, milk will do perfectly fine, but I'm trying to go with the traditional, so we're just having a bash with some whisky as well. Now you should do all these things individually, but for quickness I'll cream my sugar and my butter together, and then we'll just add the ingredients as we go. Quite reasonably quickly, just so as you're not all hanging around waiting on me. I feel like it's been ages since we've done a recipe, Kenny. Possibly because it has been. Anyway, we shall just give it a good mix. Now you can always do it for another couple of minutes. I'm just going to add the marmalade straight away now as well. Give it another quick mix. Now if you have time, just do a little flour and egg at a time, but we're just going to, because I've already sieved it, try and sieve it high. You want some air into this dish, into this cake. And we'll just put all the egg in with it. Put everything in the sink out the road, deal with it later. Now you want to keep mixing this till you're sure it's completely combined. So again, you'll maybe want to just do it a couple of minutes extra. Now I'm going to just do the rest with a wooden spoon. So we'll just sprinkle over the almonds, the zest. Oh, I love the smell of orange zest, it's really nice. Your fruit, your cherries. Now you can have these if you like, it's up to yourself. I'm not going to. And then in with the whole bag of fruit. It's like making a Christmas cake, I suppose. And then, like I say, you can use milk if you want, but I'm going to just give it a good old, don't look, Kenny, don't look, a good old splash of whisky, just whatever you've got. Just mix it so as you know you've got everything well combined. Oh gosh, well now it's smelling good.
More whisky.
It's your whisky, it is indeed. Now you want to just give it a good old mix because of the ground almonds. Oh, I won't need to go to the gym this week. Don't laugh now. I don't ever go to the gym.
Do you even know how to spell?
Maybe. J-I-M, I think.
Wrong.
Right, that'll do us. Now, at this point, you want to have a pre-lined, deep 8-inch tin. Now, I've just discovered, you know, some cook me, these in Poundland, 15 cases for, well, obviously £1. you will get them in other places as well. But absolutely super, because then when you take it out of the tin, it's going to have its paper on as well. So we'll just tip it all in. Hopefully it works. Now I didn't toss the cherries in flour. You can, if you like, it can stop them from sinking, but I think it should be okay today because of all the other fruit. It doesn't normally sink in a Christmas cake, so I can't see why it would in this. I'll just get my spatula and get out any of the wee bits that have remaining. So has everybody been having a good winter? It's been not too bad up here. They've not had any snow in Orkney yet, particularly. Bit of thunder and lightning a couple of weeks ago, which I missed. Anybody that follows me on Twitter will know how aggrieved I was that I had had to go south and then miss all the thunder and lightning. Watching a lightning tracker, and it was everywhere, apart from at my mum's house. Anyway, we'll just leave that just now. Now, what you're needing to do with these is just arrange them in a circle. Now don't press them in because you're not wanting these to fall. So just start with your clock, your 12 o'clock, your 3 o'clock, 1/2 and 1/4 and then just in between them all.
Is that the almonds? This
is the blanched almonds. Now if you don't have blanched, if you can't get blanched almonds and you get them with their skins on, then all you need to do is pop them into water, boil in water for just 1 minute. You don't want it any more than 1 minute because you don't want them to cook. And then just take them out and the skin should just peel off. So I can just continue doing this, I suppose. I don't know that we're needing to particularly film this bit. But all you're wanting to do is your oven's to be at 160, which is 325 Fahrenheit, gas mark 3 just. This is going to cook for at least an hour and a half. It might even be longer than that. I'll say an hour and 45 minutes, but check it after an hour and a half. You don't want this to be overcooked. But you know from making other cakes, from making other cakes that you just come and check it with a skewer just after the hour and a half. You might not use all these almonds. If you don't, then just use a blender or whatever and whisk them up and get your ground almonds for your next cake. But we'll just keep going the whole way around. If you've got room, just squeeze them in between. Just whatever you think you fancy. Now some of these cakes, when you make them at the end, once you take them out, you can actually make up some sugar boiled water, and then when it comes out of the oven you just put a glaze on. I'm not going to bother with that today. I'm just going to keep this quite simple. No doubt traditionalists of Dundee cake will be telling me that I possibly should have, but my concession to it being from Dundee was making it with marmalade and whiskey, right enough. This, I think I said, just goes in the centre of the oven, but I think we might just leave it about there. So I've maybe actually only used about 60 grams of the almonds, but this just gives you the lovely pattern once it's finished. If I've got some space I can always pop them in, but I'm going to just put it into the oven and we'll just leave it at this, and then we'll come back in a wee while and take it back out. Hopefully you can see the pattern developing there, Kenny. I mean, it is to be sort of circles, just round and round. Okie dokie. So, right, for this particular bit we'll just say cheery. Bye. Okay, time to tell. I did come back after an hour and a half and it wasn't ready. I did the skewer test and it wasn't ready. However, I felt that the top had been cooked enough. So what I did was I just covered it with a little bit of tin foil, and I've cooked it for another half an hour. So this cake has had 2 hours in total. But don't worry too much because you're keeping your electricity quite low, so fingers crossed it shouldn't cost too much. But it is a kind of celebration cake. You won't make it all the time. And voila! The almonds have not sunk, they've stayed on top. So what I would advise, if you can, just put it up on your cooling rack and just leave it for a wee while until you feel like you can handle it. Come through, pop it out of its tin, leave it till it's fully cooled, and then enjoy it. Great big slabs, I would imagine. But as always, you'll get the recipe on the orkneynews.scot. If you like what you see on YouTube, if you could subscribe, give us a follow, leave some feedback. Love to get your feedback. And once again, Shaz, I am so sorry it has taken so long to do the Dundee cake, but here it is. And another request, next week we'll be doing a lentil soup with ham that is going to show you just a very quick and cheap way to do lentil soup. So I hope you tune in for that as well. But thank you very much, and bye.